right, let's try this again. One more time. See if we can make this work better this time. In addition to resetting the modem, I also turned off, I had a video running in the background. You know how I sometimes do that, and I turned that off just so I don't have anything competing with me for bandwidth. Let's see if we can get some people in here. Fight's back. Hi, Diane. Got people starting to pop back in here. Better now? Jan's here. Hi, Jan. Yeah, we just had to stop the previous one because we were having a lot of buffering problems, and you know, sometimes if it's a buffering problem with just one person, then it's on their end. But when everybody starts having having it, it's got to be maybe something. The common denominator isn't necessarily all of your internets went bad at once, and maybe it's something on this end. But I see a couple people saying that it's better now, so hopefully. Bite's back. The second I got up and walked away, he thought the live stream was over and he was going to go back to his room and take a nap, weren't you? That was what you're going to do, wasn't it? You don't want to jinx it. Yeah, please don't. Hey, Peg Tooth is here. How are you doing? My mom's the best. I wish all moms were like her. Yeah, she's a pretty good one. Okay, that's good. I'm glad that we corrected the problem. It may very well have been on my end. It happens sometimes. I know sometimes when I'm like streaming something, I'll have to reboot the internet here. Reboot the internet just to get things to work better. So it happens every once in a while. Hope I didn't hurt my foot rebooting the modem. No, I didn't. I didn't kick it that hard. I should have put my steel-toed shoes on though, right? I'm back and so sharp. That might be actually a curse. I mean, really, do you want to be looking at this face? You had a new bed platform. That's good. I got a new bed. As Forrest Gump says, yeah. Yep, it happens. Yeah, she enjoys doing those too. She would have stayed for the full 2 hours, but my sister showed up, and so that was when she backed out. But she was here for, I don't know, 75% of it. She was here from the beginning and backed out about 90 minutes in. So yeah, it was fun to have her for the full time, for almost a full time. She was here for the full time last time too. Hi Nancy, how are you? What do you have to say to Nancy, Bite? Nothing? That's kind of rude. Nancy said hi, and you just stare at me. Not even a meow? Guess that's the way it is. The old box spring looks like it cost $3 to make. Probably did. Yeah, Terminator 2 is great. That's one of the that's a movie that I think is a worthy sequel to the first one. The first one was one of my favorite movies ever, and T2 is a great one. Is a great sequel. It doesn't happen very often. Jen wants you to have a cuddle. What do you think? Come down here. Let's cuddle. Huh? All right, we're cuddling. Looking at you. What the heck is going on here? Huh? The Silo Screams on 35. Yes, you get off it just before you hit Temple going south on 35. There's a street, I think it's called Industrial Boulevard or something, like right after the Bucky's. And you turn right on Industrial, and it's on the left side of the street about a mile down, just past the railroad tracks. There's actually two sets of railroad tracks, and it's in between the two. Hi, Tina. How are you? Yeah, yeah. I do have a souvenir that they brought me from Iceland. I was very excited when I found out they were going there because I like geology, as you probably realize already. And Iceland is a very interesting place from a geology standpoint because, as many of you, well, some of you may know, there's like a ridge down the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. They call it the Mid-Oceanic Ridge, and that's a divergent plate boundary where the plates are pushing apart. And there's only one place that comes ashore, and it's right through Iceland. It's ripping Iceland apart. And so when I found out that, I said, "Oh yeah, there's cool volcanoes there. If you can, bring me something volcano related." You've never seen Terminator? Oh man, that was when I was a kid. I remember when that came out. I was probably, I don't know, that came out. I don't remember when that came out. It was, I don't know, 70s, late 70s, I think. I'd have to look. But yeah, that was one of my favorite movies at that time in my life, and it's still a great movie. The premise of the story is that in the future, uh, computers basically achieve intelligence, and they destroy the world, and they destroy humanity, and humans have one chance to save it. And basically, they've created Terminators, which are machines that, and this one Terminator goes back in time to meet a woman named Sarah Connor and kill her because she is supposed to be the mother of the leader of the human resistance named John Connor. So the Terminator wants to kill her before she can have John Connor. And yeah, it was a great movie. Okay, it came out in the 80s. Yeah, in 84. All right. I don't remember I was that old when it came out, but maybe. Jetsons, that's your speed, huh? Jetsons are fun too. Yeah, I guess I'm a little surprised that there was that short of a time frame between the two. I thought it was a lot longer. Okay, a lot of improvement, but yeah, that was one of the first movies that made use of that what they called the polymorphic tween, which is when they merge something into something else. Actually, there was a movie that came out a few, like 6 months or so before that. It was also a James Cameron flick called The Abyss, and that actually was the first movie to use that effect. You heard of it, watched 5 minutes, and didn't like it? Yeah. All right, yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things you got to like kind of violent action movies, and I grew up with those, so that one's a classic. Yeah, I like Hanna-Barbera cartoons too. Yeah, I saw Dark Fate. The only two Terminator movies I really, really like are the first two. I've got a couple of the others. I've got, three, which is when there's another Terminator, and four when there's another Terminator, and yeah. The Abyss, I saw The Abyss in the theater and I was horribly disappointed. It seemed to me it was the greatest movie in the world. It was going to be one of the best movies I ever saw. And then when this big pink city comes out of the ocean, it's like they just ran out of money. It's like, okay, let's do this. But the rest of the movie was fantastic. It was a great story. I didn't know Linda Hamilton was married to James Cameron. That's interesting. T2 was better than the first one. It was. I think it was one of the best sequels I've ever seen. There aren't very many sequels that are as good as the first one. Any cooking vlogs coming? I think I'm going to do a cooking vlog today. Haven't decided what yet, but it'll probably be something in the instant pot. You'd like to move to either Texas, South Dakota, or Big Bear Lake, California. That's an interesting collection of places. Because that's literally every extreme. You get the California, which is kind of Big Bear Lake. I mean, that's kind of in the mountains. South Dakota, that's way north, so you're going to get a lot of snow. In Texas, yeah, it's like you represented all the extremes there. Yeah, I never really paid much attention to who James Cameron was married to. So, like I said, that surprised me if Linda Hamilton was. But I like Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, I read the book originally, and I liked the book, and the movie is great. Not too happy about James Bond coming out next year. What, you're not happy with the movie or that it's been delayed? Yeah, Shawshank Redemption is a great movie. And The Green Mile, I mean, if you like Stephen King horror prison movies, that's another great one. Hello, California. Yeah, Hugh Jackman is good as Wolverine. I enjoy the X-Men movies. Yeah, part of Green Mile. It is a tough movie, but I read that one as a book too. In fact, when Stephen King first started doing that, he was thinking about putting out a bunch of like little novelettes that kind of all tied together, and he was gonna really release one like every year or something like that. And I don't know. I guess he decided. not to do that. So I got like one or two of the original books, and then I got like the full book. So new James Bond movies not coming out because the movie theaters are not being filled. I read something just today on the online that the new Bill and Ted's movie made 10 times as much money from pay-per-view as it did from the theaters. So, maybe the answer isn't that we postpone the movie until the theaters are back open. Maybe just go directly to streaming. You know, this this virus may be the thing that kills off movie theaters forever. Yeah, I've heard a bunch of. I was talking to a bunch of my friends I was seeing a bunch of posts from my friends at Disneyland, and it seems like everyone in my department lost their job. And it all happened, I think, on Friday. That was when the message was coming out. I forget your son's name, Logan. From That's cool. See, I would have. If I was going to go Logan, it would have been because of Logan's Run. No, I never saw the Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, I think there are a lot of fires up in the Big Bear area. Charles Bronson, The Great Escape. Yeah, I think the only Charles Bronson movies I was ever really into were like the Death Wish movies. Those were good. Hey Jeff, how you doing? Yeah, you're right. A lot of people, and that's the perfect way to do this. They should stream James Bond. Although I don't know, maybe the fact that not everyone has 5.1 sound systems anymore, more maybe they're thinking, James Bond is a movie. Maybe he's got to be seen, with a kick and sound system. James Bond, your favorite was Sean Connery. Sean Connery was great, but I also like Roger Moore. Roger Moore, there was a wit about him that didn't exist. Sean Connery was a very serious James Bond. Not so much Roger Moore. There was just a sense of humor with it, and I like that. Logan's Run was filmed around Dallas Fort Worth. I didn't know that. Yeah, yeah, it's a movie I pull out from time to time. It's really good. Actually, it's been a long time since I've watched Logan's Run too. Yeah, I'm with you, Jeff. I kind of prefer doing it in my own house too. I can't tell you when the last time I've been to a movie theater, but it's nice to be able to watch a movie and not have to sacrifice your shoes to the floor on the way out. Your stepbrother was an extra on the Charles movie Telethon. That's cool. Yeah, that's right. Farrah Fawcett did have a cameo in that. She was that nurse in that facelift place. What was it called? The New You. Never really got into Woody Allen movies. I don't know. He just didn't do it for me. In fact, I was thinking last night too. I never really got into like Mel Brooks. I got a couple of his movies, but I don't know. I think I'm more Monty Python than Mel Brooks. Yeah, you're right. Christmas just around the corner. I see that Elvis's grandson has been buried at Graceland. Now I didn't see that. They go to Fort Worth Gardens, Fort Worth Water Gardens. You'll recognize one of the main scenes in Logan's Run. Interesting. The Christmas chopping is done. That's awesome. Tina hasn't started shopping yet, but she started chopping. Have you started chopping yet, Tina? Diane, I've seen the singing pumpkins. What on that they've been selling on Facebook? If that's what you're talking about, then yeah, I've seen that. If I ever watched the Trailer Park Boys, yeah, Jordan got me into them. Apparently, he met them once. Apparently, I think what was it? He said he was like at a concert or something like that, and they were there, and Bubbles was there, but he wasn't wearing the glasses, but he had the glasses. He couldn't wear them though because he couldn't see. What will the decorations be for Halloween? I'm probably not going to do a whole lot for Halloween this year because I'm not going to be here on Halloween night. I'm going to be down at Silo Screams and Temple. Definitely, if you get a chance to go do that, you know, definitely check it out. Who hasn't Jordan met? Yeah, ain't that the truth? Holy cow! Yeah, I mean, you know, most of the famous people I've met in my life, I've met because I was with him. But Jordan's just somebody who's got that personality. He can walk up to a total stranger and make them like him. Can I store some of the stuff in the attic? I suppose I could. There's those stairs that go up into the attic in the garage. I could probably do something up there. Did I decide what color for the bedroom? No, I haven't yet. It's gonna be some sort of a light color. I don't want to do anything too weird in there, but it's all gonna. But somebody suggested in the comments on that video that I should get the bedspread and all that stuff done first, and then get the colors based on that. And I think that's a good idea. You made it to the live stream. Hooray, Mark. Glad you could do it. Yeah, we'll go for a while. This is part two of our live stream because we had to stop a little while ago because we had some buffering issues, and apparently it wasn't just one or two of you; it was all of you were having it. So we've already got an hour under our belt, but we'll go for another hour here. We'll stay to the hour mark, and then I'll go do a vlog. I got to do a vlog yet. I've been kind of sleeping in later today, so. You had a dream last night that Jordan came to your house and handed you a stack of his old clothes. I think I even know what that jean jacket is. I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna, eggshell or some, light color. I don't think I want to. I'm not going to do anything weird in there. Definitely. You met Randy and Mr. Leahy? That's awesome. Guy who played Mr. Leahy's dead now, isn't he? Yeah, I remember Jordan wearing that jean jacket. It had like no sleeves and had patches and stuff all over it. I remember that. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I got to get the bed in there and see what it looks like and all that, and then we'll go. And then we'll go and figure out what we're going to do with painting. You give you a certificate to be a trailer park supervisor. Oh man, that'd be awesome. Paint one wall like an American flag. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna. Like I said, I'm not gonna do anything weird in there. I don't think. I think I'm just gonna. It's gonna be a very just kind of a normal thing. There's the interesting thing in there is going to be the decorations on the wall because there's going to be one wall that's going to be all the stuff from my dad from his time on the stealth bomber because I've got all those and I got a couple of cool things he got when he retired. Um, and definitely want to do that. So I want to have a whole wall that just kind of for my dad. And then we'll put. I got some guided by voices posters that didn't end up on the walls, and they'll go somewhere. Yeah, I like that dresser. I think that's going to look really good in there. If I ever ask my sister for decorating ideas, it'd be one of those things I'd like to have her come out and visit so she could help. But right now she's being a tutor and stuff like that. I don't know. She overdoes things sometimes. She said she can't say no when somebody asks her for something, and so when she went back to work, she wanted just to do it part time, but now she's like working 6 days a week and 60 hours a week, and it's crazy. Yeah, are you a volunteering, Diane? Yeah, you're right. Ah, how is Moxie doing? That's a good question. I haven't seen any posts from Beth for a while on that. I'm assuming that she's doing better. Yeah, I do miss having Flash around. That's something. That's something I'm looking. And I'll at some point, probably later in the year, hopefully when this whole COVID thing dies down a little bit, I'd like to actually get out on the road and drive to California and see my friends in Southern California and go visit my mom and my sister up north and pick up some stuff that's at my mom's place now and bring it back here. What did I have for breakfast today? I had a little more of that egg and sausage burrito stuff that I made a couple weeks ago. I've actually done that a couple times now. That actually turned out really well. Pick up Flash. Yes, you're right. I'm ready for that. I began a crewing vacation with my first day. I don't know what I have, but I'm supposed to get what 2 or 3 weeks a year or something like that. I don't know. And it's weird because since I work 12-hour days and I'd work 3 days one week and 4 days the next week, I could conceivably take 3 days off and actually have 10 whole days of vacation. Or if I took 7 days off, I'd have almost 2 weeks or almost let's see, what would it be? If I took 7 days, it'd be almost 3 weeks. If I just took 7 days off, so I could really do something really cool. Yeah, yeah, it's nice to be in a situation where you're comfortable financially. And I'm probably in better state, right? Better situation right now than I've ever been. I'm not making more money than I've ever made before, but my expenses are so much lower because I don't have a mortgage and I don't have rent. So it's nice to be in that situation. What are my favorite types of movies? I like science fiction. I like action. Um, I like, comedies, certain dramas. I'm a Quentin fan, so of course that falls that kind of under the action and that kind of stuff. Just depends. There's certain dramas that I'm a fan of. Like I said, we were talking about like Green Mile and Shawshank Redemption. Those are good movies. 84 day or 82 days to Christmas. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I never really got into westerns that much. Yeah, the old version of The Day the Earth Stood Still. That's awesome. That's a great movie. Watched Casino last night. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. I know that was a big movie, but I think it came out at the time I wasn't really watching movies. I'm really hit or miss when it comes to movies because there's certain times where I'm like watching them all the time, and other times where I'm not. When I lived in an apartment before I moved into the house in California, I'd go to movies, every weekend. And I mean, sometimes I'd spend the whole day at the movie theater and just go from theater to theater to theater. Well, Louisiana, just across the border from me. Silo doing a Christmas version this year. I don't know if he's going to do it this year, just because this is kind of a tough year because of the coronavirus and all that stuff. And so, I mean, he's going to do the Halloween thing this year, and and all, but there's a bunch of restrictions. He's limited on how many people he can have in there. Everybody's got to wear masks. You got to social distance. So, he was telling me when I was down there about a week ago that he's hoping this year that he could just break even, which is too bad. Yeah, Silo Christmas. It was something I did last year. I did a commercial for them also. They call it the Choose the Slasher season, and that was a year that I played. That was a year that I played Freddy Krueger. I like all kinds of movies. Do I like war movies? I mean, I have a few, but in terms of gee, I'm really in the mood for a war movie. Not so much. I was watching. I guess if you want to talk about a war movie, I was watching Battle for Los Angeles the other night. That's kind of a war movie, but that's sci-fi too. That was aliens invading the invading Los Angeles. That's a decent movie. I'll tell you a movie that I really like that kind of is a good sci-fi movie and a good western at the same time. It's called Cowboys and Aliens. Anyone ever see that? It's a really stupid title, but it's a great movie. War of the Worlds. Yeah, that was a good one. The original, not the remake with Tom Cruise. And I never saw the remake of Tron, but you're right. Tron was a great movie too. Yeah. De Niro had a small role in Once Upon a Time in America. It's funny because I know I recognized a lot of people from other Quentin movies. The the woman who had Bruce Lee slammed into her car. That's Zoe Bell. She used to do the stunts for Uma Thurman in Kill Bill, and she also had a role in Death Proof. She was really great in that. And what's his name from Death Proof? Kurt Russell was also had a little bit of role in there too. It was kind of fun to see how he recycles. I like Westworld too, the original though with Yul Brynner. I just watched that a couple nights ago too. Well, that was probably about 2 weeks ago, but that's an awesome movie. Saw Dracula meets Billy the Kid. Yeah, never seen that one. Oh yeah, and Mars Attacks. It's funny on the DVD version of that they have how they have different languages that you can play in a movie. You can pick which one you want to which one you want to which language you want to use. Well, one of the language options on the DVD version, at least the one I have for Mars Attacks, is you can listen to it in Martian, and so the whole movie is it's hilarious. No, I really wasn't a fan of War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. Yeah, yeah, Stuntman Mike. Yeah, he was awesome in that. You see the movie Joe Kid with Clint Eastwood? No, I didn't. I don't think I saw that one. A lot of people like Clint Eastwood for like the old Western movies, but I don't know. I'm a Dirty Harry fan. Yeah, Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford too was in that. It's a great movie. Some of the movies in the 50s and 60s, the titles bug me though. 20 million miles to Earth is a perfect example. So 20 million miles to Earth means it's somewhere between the orbit of Venus and Earth, because Venus is about 30 million miles away at its closest approach, and if you get out to Mars, then we're talking 50 million miles away. So they didn't have a realistic concept of distance in some of these movies, and that bugs me sometimes. You said 20 billion or 20 trillion miles to Earth, that would have been great. I saw Dracula meet Billy the Kid at the movies. God, I'm old. Yeah, aren't we all? Psycho was great. Yeah, the original though. Again, You didn't like Tron. You'd never seen Cowboys and Aliens. Well, with Cowboys and Aliens, it's exactly what you think it is. It's set in the late 1800s, and apparently aliens have come to Earth because they like collecting gold. Apparently, gold they like gold like we like gold, so they're mining for gold here. And well, they start taking people from the local cities here, and the city people say nuts to that and go after them. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you, Peg Tooth. Breakfast Club is perfect. Used to think that the moon was made out of cheese, green cheese. Adam and the gang in California are doing a lot of drive-through haunts right now. Yeah, I suppose that's probably what's going to be this year. Yeah, I got a recording of the original War of the Worlds with what's his name. Sorry, I'm sure somebody will spit it out here. Orson Welles. Yeah, thank you. I lock on names like that sometimes. And it's like, oh come on, man! I just watched Ed Wood the other night, so it should Orson Welles should be right on the top of my mind here. Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw Forbidden Planet. Birdman at Alcatraz. I never saw that. Although I've been to Alcatraz and I saw his cage. All right, glad you stopped by, Tina. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I just blame it on old age, Jeff. You don't know anything about that yet, but you will. Yeah, and I don't think I ever saw The Quick and the Dead. I like The Hitchhiker from Hitchcock. That's a good scary movie. Yeah, before she deleted it, she said they're called senior moments. I just call it a brain fart. My calculus teacher used to talk about brain farts all the time. Yeah, see, I like I guess the movies I'm into are more in my own era. I'm not really one that goes back before my life, and picks up movies. I do have a couple movies that are from before I was born, but most of them are movies I saw growing up as a kid or ones that I enjoyed as an adult. I mean, I got, in terms of like older movies, I do have a copy of Psycho, and I do have a copy of um, what is it, Wizard of Oz, and I have a copy of Freaks. I like that movie. That movie's awesome. Anyone ever see Freaks? One of us. One of us. You like older movies, learning about the older actors? Yeah. Well, that's probably why most of you went and became fans of Jordan, because Jordan is definitely somebody that was into people who lived before him, people who were big before him. The entire time I've known him, he's been like a huge Clark Gable fan and all that. Person that did the Robbie the Robot voice also did Mr. Ed's voice. That's interesting. You can remember I have souvenirs from Iceland, but can't remember your neighbors' names. Yeah. Hey, welcome to my world. Ever see Carney in 1976 with Jodie Foster and Gary Busey? No, I don't think I ever did. Watching reruns of The Fugitive. That was a little before my time too. I have a copy of Titanic, but I don't really watch it that much. Yeah, Jordan's a fan of Francis X. Bushman. Yeah, I'd never even heard of him except from Jordan. Have I ever watched Dexter? No, I never saw Dexter. Soylent Green. Yeah, I like that movie. I got a copy of that. That's good for a laugh. Honestly, I saw Bad News Bears, but I haven't seen it in years and years and years. But yeah, that would probably be one that I should probably check out because that was a great movie. Big fan of Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne. There you go. Jordan and I went and visited John Wayne's grave. That was kind of interesting. A lot of cool things I've gotten to see because of him. Yeah, I remember the vlog on his boat too. Yeah, that was a different episode. I wasn't on that one, but yeah, Harrison Ford was pretty good in The Fugitive, and Tommy Lee Jones too. I always like Tommy Lee Jones. He's great. Cary Grant did a movie called The Bishop's Wife. Wife. It was a good movie. All right, there you go. Yeah, I see Tommy Lee Jones pop up all over the place. He's a really good actor. Oh, what did I see? I saw him. He was in one of what was he in recently that I saw? I mean, recently at least for me. Ever seen any John Waters movies? Absolutely. A huge fan of Pink Flamingos, huge fan of Desperate Living, huge fan of Female Trouble. And I love Serial Mom. Serial Mom is awesome. It's one of the funniest movies. I was watching a movie called Innocent Blood a few weeks ago. It's a vampire pick from the same people who did American Werewolf in London, and Don Rickles was in that. He was pretty cool. Huge, huge Twilight Zone fan. I never really watched Night Gallery that much, but huge Twilight Zone fan. No, I don't think Tommy Lee Jones was in Cowboys and Aliens. It was Harrison Ford and uh, I'm locked on his name too, Daniel Craig. Yeah, Freaks was like 1929 or something like that. Yeah, it's a really old movie. In fact, I was talking to my friend Matt, the guy who does Island Horizon videos, and somehow, we got to talking about that. He was saying he was somehow under the impression that movies it was like in the 60s or 70s. Like, no, that's like in the 20s. But I still have the channel set for monetization. Yes, yeah, they're getting better. They've created a new system now that allows you to uh, self grade yourself. And so you can say, hey, yeah, my video doesn't have any of this. It doesn't have any drug references. It doesn't have any rude humor. It doesn't have any violence. It doesn't have any of the things that triggers YouTube. And if you grade yourself accurately enough times, they'll start trusting you more. And I've had fewer problems. I think somebody mentioned last week that they accidentally reported my live stream rather than they were trying to respond to something, and I guess there was a button close to it that reported the channel rather than just responding to a comment or just rather than just posting a comment. And they actually accidentally hit that. That hit that button, and last week's live stream was demonetized for about an hour until they got that all straightened out. But that's what happens sometimes. I don't remember Ray Bradbury. He might have written some of the stories. I could see some of the stories being from Twilight Zone, being Ray Bradbury stories, but I don't remember him being directly involved with that. I met Ray Bradbury once. I have a autographed copy of The Martian Chronicles. In fact, that's probably one of the only famous people I've ever met in my life that wasn't because of Jordan. Yeah, I mean, I have a DVD of the Martian Chronicles movie. I don't think that's necessarily as good, but the book is pretty good. Well, I know Rod Serling wrote some of the Twilight Zone scripts, but a lot of them were written by other people. Jeff is talking to his computer screen because he thinks he's talking to you. What do you think about that? Space Cowboys. That would had what's his name? Clint Eastwood in it. Wasn't he in that, or at least involved? Yeah, I think I heard that he was involved with Star Trek too. Yeah, Serling created a series definitely, but and I think he wrote a few of them. But there were a couple people that wrote a lot of them. There's a guy I think named Buck Houghton or something like that. I don't know how you pronounce the last name, but his name popped up a lot because he wrote a lot of those stories. Okay, Mark just looked it up. Said Ray Bradbury created and wrote Twilight Zone series. Okay, I don't know. It wasn't all of them though. I mean, I could definitely see a few of them that sound like they would be something that Ray Bradbury would have written. Okay, Space Cowboys had Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones, James Garner, and Donald Sutherland. That's an interesting combination. Yeah, I've had that happen too, Nancy. You talk about something in front of your well, in my case, in front of my cell phone, and the next day you start seeing ads about it. Yeah, that's creepy. Who wrote the movie Hairspray? I know it was a John Waters movie. Did he write that? That had Johnny Depp in it, didn't it? Like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Michael Landon, Charles Bronson, and Sam Elliott. That's yeah, those are all really good actors. Yeah, Divine. Yeah, Divine was great. In fact, I was just watching an episode of Married with Children the other night, and it was dedicated to Divine. Apparently, Divine was supposed to be in the episode, and he died like the day before. Yeah, Breakfast Club was a great movie. Yeah, I think Divine was in Hairspray. I don't. That's one of the ones I don't have. I picked up a couple of John Waters collection movies. There was like a two John Waters movies in one pack. So I got like Polyester and Female Trouble and Pink Flamingos and what was the other one I mentioned? Desperate Living. Desperate Living. I love that movie. That's awesome. And then of course I've got and of course I've got Serial Mom, which is a great John Waters movie too. Yeah, yeah. Divine was in a lot of his movies. Edith Massey too. I was a huge fan of her. She was awesome. She was like a different character in every role too. Divine played Ricky. Okay, yeah. I don't think I ever saw Hairspray, but Ricky Lakes. She was another one that was kind of a repeat because she was also in Serial Mom. Yeah, I've been watching that, Jeff. Yeah, you're getting closer to your goal of 500. At the rate you're going, you'll hit 500 before the end of the month. And everyone out there, if you haven't supported Jeff Kidd, he's got a goal to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the month, by the end of October, and he's gone up. It looks like he's saying about 65 in the last sorry 55 in like the last week. So if you're not if you're not subscribing to him, um, you know Go over and check it out. It's called Cooking with the Kid. Go over and check him out. He does some really cool cooking videos. In fact, I got to start. I got to start watching some of his videos again and learn how to use my smoker because I want to get to the point where I'm using that. Yeah, Armageddon with Bruce Willis was a good movie. Never cared for John Waters movies. Yeah, it's an acquired taste. And Jordan and I talk quite a bit. We text back and forth, so really isn't a whole lot of chance to miss him. I don't know. I think it's different probably with guys too. Yes, Peg Tooth, absolutely. David Carradine and Death Race 2000. Awesome. I love that movie. David Carradine and Sylvester Stallone, the real Don Steele. That's a great movie. Ever see The Color Purple? Um, well, not in its entirety. As you know, I used to work at a compact disc factory, and in the early days, we used to make laser discs. And one of the movies we made was The Color Purple. And so I saw bits and pieces of it. Never saw the whole thing. Yeah, I like some Hitchcock movies. I'm not a huge Hitchcock fan, but I never saw Fried Green Tomatoes. No, that struck me as a chick flick, and I'm not really into those. Do I remember Wolfman Jack? Oh yeah, he was big in Southern California when I was a kid. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did the disc for that. You'd be surprised some of the discs that I did. I actually mastered the Michael Jackson disc "Bad" and Beatles "Sergeant Pepper's" when it first came out. I know you'd appreciate that one, Angela. Ever watched David Carradine in Kung Fu? No, I never did. You saw some laser discs at the record store and thought they were records at first. Yeah, yeah, I know. That was the way to go when before DVDs came out. Yeah, there were. We never really did a whole bunch of laser discs over there because we were never good at making the laser discs work. That was an analog technology, and it was so hard to do. But there were three movies that I did and that I was involved in. Color Purple was one of them. Uh, the original RoboCop, I did that one, and it was. In fact, I saw that movie so many times that I never. It was decades before I could actually pick up that movie and watch it again. And the other movie I did was what was it? With Patrick Swayze and um, Jennifer Grey, the love movie. Can't remember what it's called. I'm sure you'll know which one I'm talking about. No, you're thinking Dirty Dancing. Thank you, Dirty Dancing. No, you're thinking Ghost was Patrick Swayze and oh no, see, it's all these old actors and actresses, and I can't remember their names anymore. Yeah, no, it was Dirty Dancing. Demi Moore. Yeah. Sorry. See, that's why I like having you guys here because when my brain freezes on something, I can give you enough information and you'll figure it out. Ghost is a good movie. Yeah, I remember watching it a bunch of times. I don't even have it on any copy of it. I think the last time I had it was on Laserdisc. I think Ghost is yeah. Ghost is just one of those movies I think I got over. Yeah, I have all the Matrix movies. They're fun too. They sound great on the surround too. I hadn't seen Roadhouse up until just recently. I think Jordan recommended it, and we found it like on Netflix or something. And we watched it. And you're right, that is a great movie. Now, I've seen a couple of Spike Lee movies. Haven't really kept up with him. John Singleton was good too. Yeah, I saw Do the Right Thing, and he also did what? He did Jungle Fever too, didn't he? And I saw that one. I kind of, lost interest after that. Yeah, John Singleton passed away a while ago. That was too bad. He was a good filmmaker. Yeah, Sixth Sense. I like the Sixth Sense too. Yeah, I like Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is a good actor. I was just watching him in Big the other day. Never saw Sully. Jordan Lee is a good actor as well. Yeah, I'll have to look him up. I've never heard of him. Yeah, a lot of people picked up on that he was dead in the movie. Tom Hanks is making an Elvis Presley movie where he plays Colonel Tom Parker. Interesting. You saw Death Race 2000, and I'm assuming you mean in the drive-in back in '75. That'd be cool. That's an awesome movie. I saw the Money Pit. I don't think I ever saw the Burbs. Money Pit. It was an okay movie. I kind of never really got into that one. Oh, you've seen Desiree's 2000. Okay. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction's a good movie. In terms of Quentin movies, I like Pulp Fiction. I like Reservoir Dogs. I like the Kill Bill series. I like Death Proof. I like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Uh, what else am I missing? There's a few of them he did I wasn't really into. I wasn't really into Inglorious Bastard. I wasn't really into uh, what was the Django Unchained. I wasn't really into that one. Die Hard, yeah, all the Die Hards are good. Actually, I've only seen the fifth one once, and I didn't really watch it closely enough to really get it. But that was the one where he was in Russia. But I like number one, two, three, and four are all good. Hateful Eight, yeah, I never saw Hateful Eight actually. Jordan's a huge fan of that one, so that's probably one I ought to go check out. I think that was just one I missed, and I like so much of what Quentin does. The movie just came out with Tom Hanks. It had to do with a boat. Hmm. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I've never seen Manchurian Candidate. Never heard of Corky Park. Hunt for Red October. That's a good movie. That's a good Sean Connery movie. Tootsie. I saw Tootsie. Tootsie was a fun movie. Not a really not one that I really stayed with, but I watched that one in the theater when it was out. Smoking the Bandit. Yeah, that's a good one. Worst movie you ever saw was won an award was Gravity. Never saw that one. I've heard of it. I never saw it. I didn't see him. I didn't see Tom Hanks when he played Walt Disney. No. Manchurian Candidate was amazing. Sirhan claimed to be one of them. He claimed to be one. Interesting. We saw how he turned out, huh? I don't know. What's your favorite movie? Wait, let me guess. It's Cats, right? Yeah, so I figured. Bullet with Steve McQueen. Yeah, there you go. Midnight Cowboy. Never saw that one. Not a huge Dustin Hoffman fan. I don't think I ever saw Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. Two hours of Sandra Bullock floating in space. Never was a huge fan of her. I mean, I think the only thing I really ever saw her in was the Speed movies, and I don't know. Uh, I saw both one and two, and I wasn't really into two. One is okay. I have it on DVD, but it's not one I watch very often. You ever see the Towering Inferno? Yeah, I remember that. Love that movie. Demolition Man. Yeah. How about Repo Man? Anybody ever see that one? You just watched Towering Inferno last week. That's awesome. Yeah, that's one I don't have in my collection, but I remember that one when that was out. I saw that in the theaters. I watched The Devil Wears Prada. No, I didn't. I never saw that. There's a lot of things that Tom Hanks is in that I think he's pretty good in. I liked him in That Thing You Do. He was really good in that. He was really good in Green Mile. I liked him in Big. Liked him in Forrest Gump, of course. Brokeback Mountain, never saw that one. It just didn't seem like what I'd be into. Meryl Streep was a little behind my time, or a little ahead of my time, or whatever it is. Yeah, she was. I think she was pretty much done by the time that that I started getting into movies. I saw Devil's Advocate once. Yeah, there was a big. It was a big disaster movie themes in the '70s because it was that, and it was the Airport 79 and whatever. Those were, I loved all those movies. My dad and I used to go see those all the time. There's the movie Deadly Tower about about a sniper in Austin, Texas. No, I never saw that one. Oh, Jeff Kidd will definitely make the goal. He's gone up a lot just in the last week. So yeah, we ought to all work to push him over the edge here. It'll happen. Then the next role here, next goal here is to push him over 1,000 so he can monetize. 70 is the days of Sense Around. I saw the movie Earthquake in Sense Around. That was a good movie. Kurt Russell was in Deadly Tower. Okay. I don't have any plans to have my sister on a live stream, but it might happen at some point. If I go visit her at her house, maybe she'll actually appear on camera. I haven't been able to do that with my mom here because, so far it's just been telephone stuff. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this one up now. I think we've been going for about 2 hours between the two videos. So um, I think we'll end this one now. I got to figure out what I'm going to vlog today. I think it's going to probably be a cooking episode, probably find something for the Instant Pot, cook some dinner in it, and go from there. So that video, such as it is, it doesn't even exist right now except up here. And so that video should go live in about 5 hours, a little bit more than 5 hours. So thanks for watching this, and I'll see you next time, people. Have a good night.